Remember, guys, if you want to see how I've been riding dirty for literally months, watch the whole video. Welcome back to the Mod Addict. So it's thundering and lightning and sound like it's going to storm, but had some wires come in to fix this, and I have another little project I want to do to try to stop these plug wires from burning up. I don't even have GT40P heads, but I keep getting it where it leans over and touches a spark plug wire and burns up. So what I'm going to do, something I do not really want to do, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to clean up the primaries a little bit on the headers there, and I'm going to wrap them just to about, I don't know, about that far out on each one, just so I can get in there and it'll protect it just a little bit, just a few wraps. I have another set of the Amazon 10.2 that came in. I will have to cut my awesome wire loom that I made. Props to Brutal for sharing that. But so I'm gonna just pull out the length wire and just replace the one, and that way I'll have backup of the other ones. Basically like that. It's just a little bit of the primary of each header. Whoa, it's not wanting to focus. Light's too bright. There we go. So it's not the best, but I can always add another zip tie or two, but pretty much that's what I'm going for. So on this side, the only one I've ever had burn up is the back one, and I have it routed that way now. All the other ones, the dipstick kind of keeps it out of the way, except for that one, but that one's not an issue. There's plenty of room all the way around it. So I don't think I really need to wrap this side. It was just that side I kept having issues with. But yeah, there we go. Hopefully that fixes the misfire, hesitation, whatever the heck was going on. I mentioned that before using this. This is just cheap exhaust wrap off of Amazon. It's not like the high quality DEI stuff, but this stuff is very itchy. So I wore gloves, and whenever it got a hole in it, like I cut my knuckle there, I replaced it because this stuff will eat you alive for some reason. It's I assume it's fiberglass based. Most of them are. I got to redo my wire loom now. That's just zip ties. Again, you can check out Brutal. He's got a tip on how to do that, make it really neat looking. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. So I can move on to the next thing now. It is humid out here. I'm fat. It is kicking my butt. Anyway, I hope that helps. Like I said, the other side, the dipstick tube kind of keeps everything out of way. So I just did the one side for now. If it needs it on the other side, I can do it. Normally what I do to one side, I do to the other, but it's kind of overkill, and getting around that dipstick tube with that wrap, it's going to be a pain with the headers on the car. So if it comes to that, I'll probably remove the entire header and do it that way, so I can get it really good, really tight, looking great. It's like 909 Craig did to his on his Foxbody or F100 or some build. He's got so many builds right now, I've kind of lost count where he's at. But I cannot find my zip ties anywhere except for the really huge ones, but that's not going to work for the wire loom. So I have to get some more zip ties. I was surprised I could find anything around here. But I'm really hoping that's going to help with that. I am going to test drive it and see. Now, when I tell people, like I was telling them, like, here's my idea, this is what I think I'm going to do, but I don't want to. Like, why don't you want to wrap the headers? So it's about 50-50, but I've heard rumors of headers rusting out because that wrap will hold moisture and things like that. So that's why I'm not wrapping the whole thing. That's small enough area that it should burn right off. It's the closest to the exhaust port, so it's going to be the hottest. So it should dry out pretty fast. Sorry, there's a crow and a squirrel going at it over here. Nature, you know. Explain why my exhaust is hitting, because the bottom bolt that's supposed to be through, and there's supposed to be a nut on the bottom side, it just came out. So gotta find another nut and bring that up to about that height there. How much I've adjusted each side up. They're even, it just don't look even from this angle, but yeah, totally mine. So I need to get a Sawzall and cut off all that extra all thread, and I did double nut them with a locking nut. So shouldn't have this issue again. Now before I didn't have the back lowered, it wasn't an issue, it never hit, but now that the back's lowered, I had to bring the exhaust up, and I brought it up pretty far up, so shouldn't have that issue again. Had a whole vine up in there. Just a few short circuits later, they are cut off even with the lock nut. So there we go. Now I can drop this car back on the ground and we can talk about one more thing. It is hot out here now. So the exhaust scraping and the misfire that was the burn up plug wire showed its head on a drive, and I said I'm gonna need to drive it more for stuff to show that it's present. Just sitting here idling ain't gonna do anything. Give them two fixed, and there's one other thing that I noticed that could have went wrong. It could have went really wrong. Thankfully it didn't, but it's almost November of 24. I don't have my registration in the car, and I never put the decal on. It's inside. So I need to go do that real quick. So if I take this on a test drive and Mr. Deputy gets behind me, it's not going to be a eventful day. Definitely been riding dirty. Think I was a druggie or found drugs or something? Come on. Now we're legal, and this can go in the glove box. To navigate through these guys. No, I don't kill them because they keep the wasp at bay. So I just make me a walking path. I say, hello there, friend. By the way, he's not as big as he looks on camera. I am a good boy. And this can go in the glove box. So there's 3 more things fixed on the car. Now I can drive it a little bit more. Like I said in the last video, I was amazed how good the front end alignment was for just eyeballing it. It wasn't pulling real bad or anything. Didn't seem to be shaking at speeds. Only issue I had was that misfire and the exhaust scraping. I found the tag when I got home. I was like, oh, I never put that on. I've had it since November of last year. So yeah, it's almost November of this year. Regardless, it's one less thing I got to worry about if you know, deputy or state trooper or somebody gets behind me, because I'll probably be acting a fool anyway. I don't need something else they can compound on top of it. So thanks for watching. This is the Mod Addict, and I guess the next couple videos I'll be driving it more and seeing what we can get to go wrong so we can fix it and make this thing a lot more reliable. Thanks for watching. We out.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't turn around. No matter how far I go, I'll never come